Yo, 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 yo. What is up? What is up? We are back. It is Thursday. And if it's Thursday, you know what it is. It's another day for the I.O.W. Sports Show. Detroit Mail in the building.
What up, though?
Jersey Boy MJ in the building.
What up? What up?
And of course, your man Juan Camarm in the building. Man, happy Thursday, y'all. How we doing today, fellas? What's good? What's good?
Tired, nigga, tired.
Hey, man, I'm with you. I was DoorDashing,
Working
bro.
hard for the money. I feel like Donna Summers in this bitch.
Yeah, it's hot out. It's hot out here in Kansas City.
Yeah, I was following the weather, man. By watching the game, they were saying it was blistering hot out there.
Oh yeah, it's hot as hell in here. But I'm cheap, so I DoorDash with the windows down and the sunroof open.
Fuck that. I got the ACB be
Yeah.
blowing like a $2 trick.
Hell yeah, that should be talking to you.
That shit be blowing like a $2 whore, boy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
should
Is it getting cold?
Nah, and that's how you run through your gas, bro.
That's all right, man. My shit be blowing so hard, I'm waiting for it to swallow.
AC does not kill your gas.
Hey,
Listen,
I'm pretty sure it don't, but
You don't.
hey, I learned it from my grandfather. He cheap, so I learned it from him. So I'm blaming him for it.
Respect to your grandfather, man.
Right.
God bless him, man. Respect to him.
I learned it from him, so I just ran with it. Hey, you literally got to tell me to put the AC on. My kids be sweating. They be like, "Daddy, it's hot."
They be drenching me.
Hey, I just said, if you talk less, it'd be a little bit in here. I said,
I'm blowing your breath. You good?
Yeah. I said, I'll drive faster. Don't worry. You're cool. Chill out.
Just stick your head out the window.
No doubt, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. Obviously, hey, we're gonna talk a little hockey today. Game 3 of the Stanley Cup is tonight. Florida Panthers pretty much are in control of the Stanley Cup playoffs as of right now. We'll definitely talk. The Falcons got in trouble. They've been over there tampering to get some free agents. That's a funny situation. We'll talk about that for sure. But we definitely got to talk about last night, Game 3, NBA Finals. Goes to Dallas, and the result stays the same. Boston Celtics 106-99. Walk out with Game 3 victory. They are in full control of this NBA Finals. Full control of 3-0. I don't know if it'll end up in a sweep, because I mean, you know how NBA they looking at their money. They say, man, we ain't made enough money off this damn finals, man. We had to put this thing back. About one more game or two more games.
Yeah.
We'll see what. I don't think it'll be in a sweep just because of that factor, but we'll talk about it. Mel, you got a clip that you kind of want to get the kind of conversation kicked off. So go ahead and play it whenever you got it, my brother.
Say it louder for the people in the back. You heard?
Deserves most of the blame for this. It was a horrible performance. 27 points on 27 shots, but it wasn't because of that. It was because of the level of selfishness and the lack of accountability. You are the superstar of the team. You're supposed to be the leader of the team. Let's put this, y'all, in its proper perspective. We sit here today with Kyrie Irving being seen as the reasonable one, the level-headed individual that needs to help and assist in reeling in Luka Doncic, because Luka Doncic is so petulant and is so petty. Let's not forget, he's screaming at his bench and screaming at his coaches, effing challenge the call or whatever. We saw that. You know, he's pointing the finger at everybody but himself, and he takes himself out of the game. And so we also got to take into account this statistically. Do y'all know in these 3 games of this NBA Finals, in the fourth quarter, Luka Doncic has more fouls and more turnovers than field goals. In the fourth quarter of the NBA Finals. He's only shot 3 of 15 in 3 games. He's averaging like 2.8 points in the fourth quarter of the NBA Finals. This is Luka Doncic we're talking about here. And primarily because of the petulance. But with everything that you've said, Andrea, with everything that you've said, Wendy, nobody brought this up. I brought this up last night. You know what really ticked me off about Luka Doncic? Watch the game. If you know the game and you know the flow, you could see that Kyrie was in his bag. I'm not talking about the first half when he exploded, had 20, hit them 4 3-point. I ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about even in the second half. He was getting to the spots when he wanted to. He was getting in the lane when he wanted to. He was getting to the free throw line when he needed to. He was drawing contact. He was nullifying and neutralizing to some degree what Boston was throwing in their direction, especially after they were down 21 and going a 20-2 run, and they come back. And then the next thing you know, with him flowing that way, Luka would get the ball, and Luka wouldn't pass it. He's holding the ball. He's bouncing the ball. He's throwing a bunch of pump fakes. He's slowing the pace. It's Jaylen Brown on you, bro. This is not a scrub. This is a star in this game. He's one of the people defending you. You got to know. Listen, I know what I can do. But right now, my man is in his bag. Give him the ball.
Yeah. I mean, ain't much to really debate right there. Go ahead, man. Pick the conversation off, man.
Yeah, man. That you heard Jay Will coming in too. I'm bringing up something he said too. But I think he made some interesting talking points. You know, I know when we talked on the show when Luka and Kyrie thing first came together, we was talking about how is that gonna work? How is the dynamics of Luka and Kyrie gonna work? And then this year you see through the regular season they kind of made it work. You know, they passed, you know, Luka would kind of like, you know, acquiesce to Kyrie and let Kyrie do his thing, and then, you know, when Luka's hot, you know, he would let Luka cook, and it seemed to have good chemistry during the regular season. Now, interesting, now they got to, you know, the playoffs, now into the finals. Now that dynamic is changing. Now Luka, you know, seems to be like, okay, I'm not gonna let him cook. I don't know if it's a thing that he's saying that, you know, he want to be, you know, he want to put on his cape and he be the savior. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it seems to see, and I mean, like, you know, like Stephen A. say, you know, like Matt said earlier before he came on the show, I'm always about fuck Stephen A. Smith. But, you know what I'm saying? In this case, he make an interesting point. You know, it's a good talking point over the discussion. You know, is it only good for the regular season, and then when the playoffs, Luka just you know, flip the switch, and, you know, now I want to be Superman. So I think that was a good point. And the other point he brought up, and I think too, with any player, any great player, I mean, you can go from Jordan, who most people will consider the GOAT, you know,
Who's that?
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Or, you know, even to
a
degree with Kobe, you know, because people say, oh, Kobe a ball hog, but, you know, Kobe did at times recognize when a player was hot, feed him the ball, you know, because it's about the W more than about anything else. So I think it's interesting that, you know, when Kyrie was cooking, you know, the first at the beginning, they started off hot. You know, I think they was up 15 points or something like that, 13 points. I can't remember the exact number. And Jaylen Brown didn't score for 3 points until it got to like the end of the third, beginning of the fourth quarter. Then he scored most of his 30 points in that fourth quarter. So, you know, the Mavs really pretty much had that game. So I think what Stephen A. Smith said is a valid point. You know, when you are a superstar, it doesn't matter how great you can score. You still need to recognize that Jordan couldn't win by himself. You know, we can go down the line of greats. None of them can win by themselves. And so you have to use your whole team if you want to get a championship.
True. Hey, you spitting facts, man, and you damn sure preaching to the choir. I'm actually that we starting off the show like this because I think it needs to be said, man. You brought up so many good points on how they made it work in the regular season and leading up to the finals, and that was probably you know, I know it was definitely some of our concerns on the show on how that situation was going to work. And why now? And Shout out to Melvin Wall of Man Down Sports. He's always he said, man, just wait for it. Just wait for it. At some point in time, Luka Ball is going to show up, and here it is.
Right.
Look, I get it. You were down 0-2, and last night you maybe seemed like you was that desperate and needed to just feel like you need to be Superman and I'm gonna be your hero, baby.
Right.
I figure that's what you wanted to do, Luka, but you got to understand that's not conducive to beating a Boston Celtics team.
Right.
Name one guy that his name is so high profile in the NBA over the last 4 or 5 years that has been able to beat the Celtics on his own. That list will probably be very small. I know Jimmy Butler's kind of been a thorn in the side for the Celtics, but when he gets help, this time he gets help when it matters most, right? Especially in clutch games.
Right.
But for the most part, there's really not anybody that can say going against this very, very, very elite defensive team that one man is going to get it done.
Right.
Besides all that, what Stephen A said, obviously I was irritated with, you roll with the high hand. If a guy's cooking, you let him cook.
Right.
And sometimes if a guy's cooking so well, you tend to be open a lot more because they're going to be focused on him, trying to stop him, and then that'll open up everything else for you.
Right.
So you just let him cook. You let him go. You don't mess up the flow of the service. You're gonna mess up the service. All right.
Right.
Serving over here. Let me cook as serving, and let me do what I do. And hey, we all gonna eat. Trust. So you don't mess that up. All right. So I didn't understand why all of a sudden you wanted to become ball hog in a moment that a guy is literally pretty much keep y'all in the game.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
Right. And interesting too, the other fact, when you saw at the end, Jay Will was getting ready to talk, and he brought up, I think, an interesting fact too. He said, when you get desperate, I'm paraphrasing, you get desperate, and when you have bad habits, and then you come to times where you become desperate, or you get behind or whatever, those bad habits really have a tendency to show up. And he was talking about Luka and some of his bad habits, his lack of defense, sometimes trying to force things when you don't have to force it and things like that. He was pointing out that, you saw that in game 3 where, they got behind and then his bad habits started to show up. His inefficiency started to show up. His lack of defense started to show up in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, man, he had so many turnovers. And when you playing a team like how Boston's playing now with a defense like that, and you have a tight game where it's going back forth, you cut it down to 2, and then you get a turnover. Now you back down 6 again, and then you cut it to 2, and then you get a turnover. Now you back down 10. Those turnovers sometimes, even though one turnover sometimes can change to 6 points or more. So I thought that was a good point that Jay Will brought up too about Luka, and that's why I have a problem when people say, "Oh, he's the best in the league."
Yeah,
because here's the thing: you can't deny the man can score at will.
Yeah, that's
but to me, when you say somebody's the best, you got to talk about the overall game.
Yes.
And you can't just be top heavy on offense and then lackluster on defense or no defense at all and call yourself the best. It doesn't make sense to me.
You're being generous. You're being generous on that man. on putting a label on that man. That man's defense is non
right.
Like, don't hold back, Mel.
He like defense. That doesn't translate my language.
Oh, how was it? Do you say defense in America?
Right.
Defense food. That's
we call that cherry picking.
Oh man, hey, I never seen a defense so bad. I mean, I have, but it's usually from the same suspects. But this shit right here. And I'm glad that you brought that up too. My goodness. You can't. Hey, I 100 will back you up on that conversation. I like Luka's offensive game. His bag, his skill set is phenomenal. He can. He's a magician with the basketball in his hands, and he does some things that I'm like, man, how does a chubby, out of shape bastard like you make these type of offensive skills? He does it.
Right.
But like you said, you can't be considered the best basketball player if you only are only elite in certain aspects of basketball. Basketball is included with so many different skill sets that you must be proficient at, and you must be damn near elite at damn near all of them to be considered the best.
Right.
And the crazy thing is we've seen them play defense sometimes in this playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
We've seen you say, because there was even in the series against Minnesota, he came up with some clutch defensive plays and won them some games. So,
well, you can do that when you resting most of the game.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're standing in the corner and kind of taking time off. I understand that, but the fact of the matter is that we've seen defense play for you. And now, when you choose to be Superman and the ball's not dropping in the hoop and you're not getting your buckets, now you're pouting, you're fussing to the sideline, you're crying to the refs. Here's my biggest gripe with Luka: when you do things like that, I lose a little bit of respect for you as an individual because you making it about you. Right. And you're so worried about the non-calls you're getting. And I get it. There's been some non-calls that you might would have got the whistle more times than not. He didn't get the whistle in Boston, and I'm surprised he didn't get the whistle in Dallas at home. But regardless, if you're not getting the whistle, you got to get back and still play ball. Because now you're over there sitting on the floor, pouting, looking like a petulant child, and you crying that you didn't get the whistle. But now, on the defensive side, your team is down a man, and there's a bucket given up. Now, those points.
He's taking a page out of somebody's book.
Well, I mean, that's no secret. That's no secret. There's a lot of similarities that Luka has that mimics LeBron James. I'll say it. I'll say it. There's a lot that mimics LeBron James on the offensive side of the basketball, where it's like, yo, bro, you can't do that. You can't do this. You can't be talking about I'm the king, I'm the best, I'm this, I'm that, and you're doing all this whining and crying to the refs, and you can't get back on defense, but you're giving up these buckets,
right?
Like, man,
and the way they act too, like throwing like a temper tantrum,
right, yeah,
defense.
All the movements, like, come on, man.
Like, jumping up, down and around.
Right.
Like, really?
I'm the baby.
I smell bitches. I smell bitches.
You're not the mama. You're not the mama.
Right.
I'm the baby.
I smell bitch.
I smell bitch. It's like it's when you see things like that, it makes you wonder exactly how people feel about them in the locker room. At least for me, it does. If I see situations like that, I'm like, hey, ain't he supposed to be our leader, right?
Right.
He's supposed to be the top dog, and wow, he doing this?
Is this what you're doing?
This what you doing?
You possibly gonna cost us to get swept.
Man, it's a big possibility. And look, I know there's a lot going on in this finals that just isn't going the Mavericks' way. It just isn't. Right. I mean, you guys are outgunned, outmanned, outcoached, outplayed, out-hustled. Y'all just getting outed left and right in any damn near category.
Right.
But this perpetuates that. This adds more fuel to that fire. Now you're gonna see people, and you're gonna definitely see the big mainstream media. They're gonna start creating these narratives about Luka Doncic just because of actions like this, and deservedly so. You can't be having so much against you as the Dallas Mavericks team against a damn good top to bottom Boston Celtics team, and you can't add to more things not in your favor.
Right.
You're giving the Celtics more ammunition. And the crazy thing about it is the Celtics keep jacking up so many threes that they're leaving the door open. They're like, hey, we dare y'all to walk through it. They can't do it. They just can't. It's just not enough that they have to walk through that door, even with Celtics leaving the door open.
It was up at one time, 18 points, man. You know, and y'all will cut it down to 2. So things of that nature, you can't have that in the finals if you expect to win. You know, first of all, if you're gonna be a leader of the team, you have to lead by example, not lead just in title only.
Always.
No, and it should always be about the team first, the W, and getting the W. You know, that means if I only score 10 points and everybody else score the rest, as long as we got the W. You know what I'm saying? That's what a good leader does. A good leader looks at how can I win this game with this in a certain situation I'm in, because each game is different. You know, it might be like we said, you know, about game 3. Okay, Kyrie's cooking. Let me feed him, because, and to your point too, Lamar, you said earlier, this might open up some more scoring across. They might, okay, now we might have double team Kyrie. Kyrie kicks it out, easy open shots.
Gotta get these easy points.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how you have to be a leader. You have to recognize that. And to me, Luka is playing just street ball.
Yeah.
You know, go out here, score, show you what I can do, blah, 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 and that's it.
Defense. What's defense?
Defense. Right. What is that?
It was so many blow-bys.
Right.
Throughout this whole series, throughout this whole finals. He's been just literally I'll be watching Man Down. They were like, yo, it's almost like the Boston Celtics are doing the cone drills. You just place a cone floor, and that's your point that you either pivot or you pass the ball.
Right.
But you're easily going to get past him. He a cone. He's literally just taking up space on the floor. Right. And this is about being a liability at this point.
That's true.
Because we understand what you do offensively, but you're so piss poor on the defensive side of the ball. Like, that puts coaches in a conundrum. Like, what do I do?
Because and you already have Kyrie.
Yeah,
defense, who his a liability, not because he doesn't play defense, because of size. Yeah. You know, the guards now are bigger.
Yeah.
So no, they can. His small guards, they can post him up, and just use and overpower him. So you already have that. So if you got so that's one player. Now you got another player. That's 2 people that's not playing. Well, I ain't gonna say not playing defense. Like, I ain't saying Kyrie not playing defense. That's 2 people who are liabilities.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
So now it's 3-on-5, basically on defense.
Pretty much. You 2-man down, and it shouldn't. Like I said, you can't add that to the list of things that just not in your favor.
Right. For real.
Because like imagine being Jason Kidd right now, where it's like you want to take Luka out for being such a piss poor defensive player, but he's responsible for half your offense.
Right.
Or at least 40%. 40% him, 40% from Kyrie, and then you better hope you can get what you can from the other guys to fill up the rest of that 20%. So it's like, hey, what do you do? Because I can't allow you to keep paying this piss poor defense where literally you are a cone and guys are just literally they flying right past you. No effort, 0 effort. Matter of fact, zero effort. They just going mosey on right past them, getting easy buckets. You're getting easy transition points. You're getting damn it, you don't even necessarily have to pick and roll on them.
Right.
For what? He's not really going to be a deterrent of anything. So I mean, it's just like, I think that when you see shit like that, it just makes it that much easier for me to just say, "Hey, man, get this finals over with and get to the off season."
It's off season. I mean, I was in trouble, man. They're down 3-0. I don't see Boston giving up 3 straight games. I just don't see it.
Get this shit done, bro.
This is done.
This shit was done when they didn't win game 2, if you ask me personally.
Right.
Because they had a good chance to steal that game 2 in Boston. And just couldn't. Just
it was a close game.
Just didn't have enough.
I mean, if you really game 3 wasn't. It wasn't a bad game, far as they had opportunities to win that game. They cut it to several times.
Yeah.
You know, and then when it got down to like the last 3 to 4 minutes of the game, Luka fouls out.
Yeah.
Now your one of your best scorers is not even in the game.
Yeah. Not even
available. For the last 3-4 minutes. And even with that, Kyrie still was willing the team.
Cooking. Yeah, he was
cooking. You know, so
which he needed a good game, because I can't lie. He was struggling in the first 2 games. So he needed that one for sure. But I will also say this. Not only do I think Dallas should have won game 2, they should have won last night. And the reason why I say that is because with Porzingis not playing, which I think has been a huge difference how Boston's been playing. But when he wasn't playing last night, that should have opened up a lot of things for them down low on the post. I'm not saying you were going to get the easy buckets, but you got to try. There's a 7'4" guy that's no longer there. You got to try. You got to try.
Don't mind me. Take my insult real quick.
So I don't know what they didn't try to make that situation happen. I think they're gonna look back at this finals, and they should definitely look at game 2 and 3, and they're gonna look back and be like,
they shot themselves in the foot.
Yes,
has an opportunity and seats on it.
Yes.
Right, I agree.
Definitely games 2 and 3. So after they get this sweep, because NBA, Adam Silver, listen to me. Don't procrastinate this shit. Do not tell the refs to try to make certain calls to stretch the shit no longer. It is done. So get to the off season and go ahead and start having your free agents bicker and cry and bitch and moan about where they're going to get paid from, and go ahead and do all. Get to that, because this finals is, and for those who are the rating snobs, look at the ratings. It ain't been a good finals ratings wise.
It hasn't.
Nope.
They're not.
It's not a good game. Boston look like they're playing lesser competition.
They are.
They are. I mean, but it looks like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to a certain degree, yeah.
It looks like it. So that's the thing. You know, I think a lot of people thought Boston was the better team, but even when you see the game play, sometimes when you see it play, you know, that opposite team puts up a good game. You know, but it looks like
fight back.
You know what I'm saying? It looks like they're playing
fight back. Do something.
Right. It's like Dallas in the fetal position. You know what I'm saying?
They're getting stomped on right now.
Right. So yeah, I think that's why the ratings.
I also need to say this.
Right.
I won't quit, but I will cuss.
No, they ain't even cussing. They just sitting there just getting stomped on in just straight fetal position. Just sitting there taking all the punishment. And ain't even trying.
Yeah, because I will cuss the whole time.
Right, he's just biting the pillow.
Oh my God. Woo! How's that for a Thursday?
Hey yo. I mean to definitely just mess up that visual for me. Thank you, sir, for just making me want to barf. But I get your sentiments. You're not wrong, but you didn't have to almost make me upset for that one. God damn it, like shit. Like damn. But no, I mean it's look, I can even take it to last year when the Nuggets and Heat were playing. All right.
Right.
We knew that the Nuggets were going to win. They were just a better team, top to bottom. But you at least got the fight from Miami.
Right.
They at least took one game, and they at least was competitive in every game. Like you had to stomp them out. You know, and it's I don't know if it's cultural atmosphere that they are building in certain organizations, I'm pretty sure that has something to do with it. But whatever is going on in Dallas, it just disappeared. Like, they were playing good defense leading up to these finals. They were able to, have their defense turn into more points for their offense, and Luka and Kyrie were getting off. PJ Washington was getting involved. Yeah, Lively and Jones at the bottom getting alley oops, and all that shit just went away the moment they got this series of Boston. And so, hey, I got to give Coach Joe Mazzulla his credit as well, because I think he's just out coaching the shit out of
Jason Kidd
right now. And, of course, it makes it a lot easier when your roster's a lot better. That does make it easier, but you still got to give Joe Mazzulla the credit, because especially on defensively, he's not letting Luka and Kyrie get off in all three games. And one of them might have a good game, but not both of them are able to get off, and that's telling. Because if they start cooking, then PJ Washington, then Lively, and the rest of the guys off the bench are starting to feed into that energy, and then they start chipping in what they can chip in. They're pretty much shutting down everybody and probably only letting Luka or Kyrie pretty much cook. So first two games it was probably Luka. Last night it was Kyrie, so it's like defensively they're playing damn good defense on a very offensively skilled basketball team, and it's not even close. It's really not fun watching these finals. I'm being dead serious. This time,
I agree, man.
I gotta stand up and probably walk around a little bit and play with the baby just to keep my interest going. Like, it's been hard to watch this series,
right?
Because, like you said, it's just not competitive. It's so lopsided of the competition between these teams, and it's sad because fight, Dallas, down,
right.
Fight.
Come on, they from Dallas. You know they don't do that.
You can't win, Rock. He's a dinosaur.
I'm like, come on, like, I don't know, man. Just do us a favor, get this shit done and over.
Get out of the way, man.
Just get it out the way. Just get it out the way. But another team that just got out the way, man, where they pretty much shot themselves in the foot. So I'm gonna throw up a scenario for you guys. Imagine you court a middle-aged quarterback in his mid-30s. He's a decent quarterback. He's not one you would say is top 5, but he's always had a good stats year in and year out. He has some good receivers to throw to. Coming off an ACL injury, you pay him $100 million guaranteed on a 4-year, $180 million contract, so $100 million guaranteed.
Right.
You draft a quarterback in the 8th pick overall, so his replacement essentially, and then you got to deal with the tampering allegations. So yes, you know who we're talking about. Yes, we're talking about the Falcons.
Falcons.
In this scenario,
say it, Mel. Say it.
Fuck her cousin.
There it is. My man.
What are we doing, Falcons?
Crazy, man. It's crazy, bro.
What are we doing?
Talk about digging their own hole.
Right.
Man.
For real.
What are we doing? Look, I had no issue with you going to get Kirk Cousins. No problem at all. I think he's a serviceable quarterback. He's high mid-tier quarterback. I wouldn't say he's.
If you have a good pieces around it, he can.
Yeah, they got
to be able to help you win games.
Yeah, they got solid pieces around him.
Yeah, so he's good for that.
But
he went to Michigan State, so fuck him.
I'm just confused on why would you? For one, obviously, we're still mystified from the draft pick of Michael Penix Jr. at 8.
Yeah, I think that's a project, man.
Best as I could, and I still go back to like, damn, that still is a wild situation.
You got him in the 3rd round, 4th round. It's a good pickup.
Yeah,
because you have Kirk Cousins there, right? You got Kirk Cousins there, so you don't have to rely on Penix right away. It's a good pickup. you know. But to get him in your first overall pick, that's a head scratcher. And you just went out and spent money on Kirk Cousins.
That's the crazy thing. So you didn't even do it legally.
Right. Right.
You didn't even do it legally to get Kirk Cousins.
And the thing is, it's Kirk Cousins. Nobody wants that nigga.
Thank you.
You were good. You could have waited.
You could have waited till the legal tampering window open, and
that's like going to the party with the fat chick sitting there. You know what I'm saying? You talk to all the other girls first, then you strike out, then you get the fat chick. You know what I'm saying? Cause nobody want that bitch. You good? She ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere.
Hey, but she's pretty though. She got a cute face.
Hey, whatever.
Hey, but
y'all face and one chin, going no neck, just face and chin.
Hey, but I mean,
neck is on the milk curtain.
Hey, look. All I'm saying is hey, to your analogy. I mean, you look, you make sure that yes, you get the opportunity to court him. Right. You was going to get the opportunity. All right, Kirk Cousins. He's good enough that he had a market. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He was good enough that he had a market, but he wasn't great enough that you had to literally go outside the legal parameters of trying to obtain a free agent to go court him. Like he'd been there.
He wasn't going nowhere.
He wasn't going nowhere. Like especially knowing him and you know, obviously I don't know him personally, but he comes off as the type of person that's very strategic. He's going to talk it out. He's definitely going to consult with his wife, and he's going to
whose family is from Atlanta.
Yeah, which you know, I'm pretty sure that played a role into it. So therefore, you really didn't have to go out of your way,
right,
to tamper to go court him. You know, it's so many factors that just made perfect sense to just wait. Be patient, because this ain't Lamar Jackson. This ain't Patrick Mahomes. This ain't Josh Allen. This is Kirk freaking Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
You don't have to freak out. I don't. What that does is just shows me that the Falcons are desperate. They are literally at this point
dumb as hell.
Because what happens when you get desperate? You do make dumb decisions,
right?
And now we're just having a whole offseason full of just questionable decisions, and this is probably not even the cherry on top of the cake right here. This is just another layer of just another dumb decision. So now it's cost him a 5th round pick. It's a fine of I think $200 and something thousand. I can't pull up the full price of it, but it's so they tampered with Kirk Cousins. They tampered with Darnell Mooney, the wide receiver from Chicago, and guess what? His market wasn't that big. Darnell Mooney, he's coming off injury too,
right?
And then Charlie Warner. Who the hell is Charlie Warner? You might know who Charlie Warner is.
Nah. Is he related to Kirk?
Yeah, right.
No, because his name is spelled different than Kurt Warner. So my thing is you tampered with 3 different guys, and you can't, and you got to give up a 5th round pick for that situation. And you had
not even game changers they went after.
Right.
You know, Mooney's was a decent receiver 2 years ago. Kirk Cousins, you know what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Charlie Warner's a tight end. That's what they're saying. I still don't know who he is.
But you have you got what's his name from Florida?
You got him.
God.
He just said nobody just said it.
Tall skinny guy.
Pitts.
No,
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. You got Pitts, you got Drake London. I mean you got
Bijan Robinson. You got you got some players.
Yeah. You got some players. So look, I don't understand what Arthur Blank doing.
I get it. You definitely needed to upgrade from Desmond Ray. We know that.
Oh yeah, we know that.
But not to this degree of being that desperate to go tamper for it. Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins. So let's take a listen.
Pride of Holland, Michigan.
Yeah, let's take a listen to what Adam Schefter had to report on this situation.
You ain't from 8 Mile.
No, he definitely Holland is a long way from 8 Mile.
Tonight in your spacious.
Y'all wild, bro. I can't with y'all. No, it's just weird. I'm just mystified that this,
baffled.
Yeah, because this is another thing that added on of just crazy decisions that they got. Let's listen to what Adam Schefter had to say.
Issuing discipline to the Falcons for violating its anti-tampering rules in their negotiations with Kirk Cousins. How is Atlanta being punished?
They are fining the Falcons a 5th-round draft pick. They also fined their general manager, Terry Fontenot, $50,000. They fined the franchise $250,000. And so there are people around the league who actually thought that the penalties, the draft pick forfeiture, would be more significant than it is right now. A 5th-round pick is light considering that the league ruled that there was tampering with 3 different free agents, including Kirk Cousins. We've seen other teams penalized in a more severe fashion. When you spoke to other teams, they expected the penalties to be higher, but the league felt like a 5th-round draft pick and those financial penalties were in line with what the Falcons did. You're not allowed to have contact with players during the 2-day tampering period, not direct contact. There was evidence that the Falcons did have direct contact with Kirk Cousins. It's costing them a 5th-round draft pick and another $300,000 in fines.
Shout out to Adam Schefter. Go Blue. I want to know who snitched.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Who snitched?
That's a good question.
Because, there's a lot of stuff you can do on the DL nobody know about. Come on.
Yeah. Somebody,
you know what I'm saying?
Delete something.
You can send somebody as a representative that nobody really know, go holler at Kirk, what numbers he want to what his numbers look like, and then you go back to the Falcons, you get that stuff ready, and just wait.
Yeah.
So who snitched?
Somebody that want to. I bet you somebody that want Terry Fontenot's job as GM,
right? Or somebody who didn't want Kirk Cousins. We don't want this motherfucker. Yeah,
listen, we be listening to I.O.W. We don't
right.
know.
Yeah, we heard that nigga Mel say "fuck Kirk Cousins" several times. We don't want him.
We now. Look what it costed us. Fuck
right. Well, that's crazy though, man. You know what I'm saying?
So, but also listening to that, I'm listening to what Adam Schefter is saying when we seen teams get penalized, stiffer penalties on this tampering situation, or
why is this a light penalty?
Yeah, I'm that goes back to what I've always said about the NFL when it comes to punishment about certain teams and individuals. I don't think they failed to master the even playing field on discipline. They have failed to master that. I don't understand why you have you should have certain tiers in place of punishment that aligns with what the offender has done.
Right.
You follow that chart, you follow that guideline. You should at least have some type of guideline.
You need to stop this.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Because first of all, that $250,000 fine to the franchise is probably bringing in upwards of probably $38 billion a year. Is what? What does that do?
That 250 is just a blink of an eye.
For real.
Blink of an eye. That's probably what they spend on chartering their planes for a whole NFL season.
That's just the fuel money.
Right.
Or hell, that probably pays the salary of probably maybe 10 employees under that franchise. I don't know what it does, but regardless, that's chump change to these franchises who are literally making billions of dollars,
right,
per year. Roger Goodell, a NFL front office in New York. We got to get better at these, when it comes to discipline And you got to have guidelines when it comes. Hey, if you tamper, this is the rule. You get caught tampering with another individual, this is the guideline. They tampered with 3 individuals. Three over that free agency period. And this is people are saying this is light. I would have hated to see what it would look like if they actually punished him.
Right. And and like it's 1 player, 3 players. So I can see it was 1 player that we can say, okay, you give him the 5th round pick, couple of fines.
Well, yeah,
3 players, bro. You talking about 3 players? Hey,
what's the old saying? 1 is an accident, 2 is questionable, 3 is a habit.
Right.
And that's more than just a coincidence.
For real.
And so if they did that this year, like you said, who's snitching?
Because it ain't the first time they did it.
No, it ain't. There's no way.
They're doing it like this. It's not the first time they did it.
No.
Somebody told, they pissed somebody off. Something. It's something behind the scenes that's going on, and it would cause this, because there's no way you 3 players. That means you probably done this before. You've done this before. This ain't the first time.
You motherfucker, Arthur Blank was supposed to give me a raise.
Right.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
That motherfucker gave me his last name and a check.
Right, Blank.
Hey, NFL. Hey, NFL. I got some news for you.
Right.
Hey, Shafter, I got a tip for you.
The NFL probably got the calls like, what's Kirk Cousins, man?
Now, the crazy thing about this thing is a lot of people was wondering how the Eagles scathed because they were thinking that the Eagles didn't get no punishments. They said the NFL have found no foundings of tampering. I'm kind of surprised by that.
Which is bullshit, because being where I'm from, it was all over that Eagles were interested in him. Eagles wanted him. So there had to be more than what was out there.
Right.
Again, MJ, it goes back to the inconsistency of the punishment when the NFL. You think come on, if all of Jersey was hearing that the Eagles wanted him so bad, that got leaked from somebody. Mm-hmm. That means that conversations have already been had. That means that there was already communication, direct conversation in order, because Saquon Barkley was one of the first free agents to sign when the free agency period opened up. Mm-hmm. And he's a running back. We know how the running backs have been having trouble getting a contract, period. Derrick Henry signed it so late in the free agency period. He literally kind of took what he could get.
Right. So
Saquon Barkley was one of the first free agent signings to sign. So I'm having a hard time believing that a Jersey kid, not far from Philadelphia, had no communication with a team that's probably pretty much grew up in his backyard.
Right.
And come on, he's from the tri-state area. It was either stay with the Giants or go to Philly. Both of them are still relatively close to his hometown and where he wanted to stay home base. Mm-hmm. It's no, come on. We talking about coincidence now? Come on. What are we doing? You got to keep this shit on the same playing field.
I agree.
Well, look, I get it. It's the Falcons. Okay, you may not see them as a threat to the NFC crown. So why punish them when the Eagles are more closer to the NFC crown than the Falcons? But it shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't matter.
That's kind of like what I was gonna say. Like, you can't pick and choose who you're gonna punish.
Yeah.
Everybody to the same standard. You fuck up, you're gonna pay. You're gonna lose. You can't just say, "Oh well, no, they wasn't doing nothing." When we like me, just as a casual fan, I heard this, and it's not from social media or just random places. Like, it was everywhere I was reading was about Philly wanting him, and it wasn't even legal yet to put it out there, but yet that was out there.
Yeah.
So, all right, you don't want to hold Philly to that standard, but you're going to hold Atlanta? Like, come on, that makes no sense.
Yeah, 0 cents. It's definitely showing some favoritism for the Eagles.
You got to put the hammer down on these teams. No, not just saying you have to hammer Philly. Hammer every team in the league the same way.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't just lowball we're only going to find you this much. We'll take a 5th round from you. Then other seasons you'll see a 2nd or 3rd round taken and a $500,000 fine, whatever it may be. Hammer everybody.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I'm looking at other cases of tampering that has happened. So the Chiefs tampered with Jeremy Maclin. They took a 3rd round and a 4th round. So they took a 3rd round in 1 year, and they took a 4th round from the Chiefs in another year. They took so last year, the Dolphins. Remember the Dolphins tampering? They tampered with Tom Brady and Sean Payton.
Mm-hmm.
They took a 1st and a 3rd from them. They took a 1st in the 23 draft, and they took a 3rd round in the 24th draft. So my thing is you've shown precedence that you've taken draft picks from other teams that were way higher than a 5th rounder. You set precedence before, and 3 players that they tamper with, and the most you took is a 5th. There's too much inconsistencies with this situation. It's too much. So it's what's up, AP? Do the owners pay that from his pocket or from the team or company?
It's the same shit, right?
It's all the same shit because it's the owner. He has pretty sure he has a personal check and a business check. And he probably either writes it off on the business check and just gives it to the league. And it's $250,000. His organization is probably worth $8 to $9 billion. That $250,000 is gas money for the jet. For the
and you know that $250 is just a tax write-off too.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You ain't gotta pay the IRS nothing but that.
That's wild, bro.
Write that off.
Come on, NFL, do better. You gotta follow a guideline. Get you a guideline because this up and down and not being consistent when it comes to your punishment. It's just getting foul. Got about 8 minutes left in the show. Man, I hope everybody's been keeping up with the Stanley Cup hockey. It is now the Stanley Cup Finals. It's now Game 3 is tonight. Mm-hmm. You got the Florida Panthers in full control of this series right now. They're up 2-0. Now the series is headed back to Edmonton, Canada.
Man, they are neutralizing Connor McDavid, and it's crazy, bro. It's like they scored 1 point in 2 games at Edmonton.
Their goaltender.
1 point in 2 games, bro.
It's their goaltender, bro.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Bobrovsky.
Yeah, I mean, Florida always have a good team every year.
Yeah,
they got a good team, and they just really did outplaying Edmonton, man, in all aspects of the game. They outplaying them, and I think they're in trouble, man. I mean, even if Edmonton win the one at Edmonton, I still think they're in trouble. I don't see them winning this series. Florida look too good, man.
I'm with you. I think Edmonton has to take both of these games in Edmonton.
Yeah, it's the only way.
Even if they split, I'm with you. I think they're still in trouble. You got to take both games, and you gotta find a way to get that momentum back on your side, and just hope that you can slow these guys down and get some easy goals. Because Bobrovsky, man, Sergei Bobrovsky, his full name, he's playing out of his damn mind.
Right.
For those who follow hockey, and yes, don't get confused by the skin tone of me and Mel. We watch hockey. We are a sports show, damn it. All right.
Don't be fooled by my skin color. I don't watch it.
There you have it.
But I mean, it's you know, as I look at the stats, and obviously I've been able to watch the game, so I'm not speaking just off of stats, but I'm using the stats to actually kind of you know, prepare my take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you getting like Edmonton in game one outshot Florida 32-18, but it's not mattering because I don't think you're getting the quality shots that you want to get.
They're not taking advantage of the other power plays. It's so many things that Edmonton is losing in and not doing.
Yeah,
it's like, man, that's why I don't see them winning this series, man. It's like Florida looks like, it's like we talk about Boston and Dallas. Florida looks like the better team.
Oh yeah,
you know,
leaps and bounds. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, they
don't even look close.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you take Edmonton takes 32 shots in game one, and take 19 in game two. So it's either they're shooting too many shots, or in game two not enough shots. But regardless, they're still not getting the quality of shots to get at it.
Come on, man.
Hey,
we can show surprising Mel. No,
hey,
Red Wings.
I was about to say, you gotta understand. Mel grew up in the part where hockey town.
I grew up in a hockey town. Do you know? Detroit Red Wings is the winningest American team in hockey.
And they're so close to Canada. Hockey is Canada's.
Got a lot of Canadian players on Detroit team.
Yeah, it's so close to Canada. It's like it's
like downtown Detroit.
Yeah, so it's like you gotta like, and then you know, just for me, I just always loved watching sports. So it didn't matter what it was. You know, I've always been different in that aspect.
And then you know, then Michigan Tech always been great in hockey. That's another great hockey college team in Michigan. So I kind of start following them, and then like I said, the Red Wings in the '90s were so good. So
yeah, they won multiple Stanley Cups.
Right. So you know that really got me into hockey.
Man, Steve Yzerman, I remember him.
Fedorov, Bob Probert.
Yep.
Bob Probert, I remember him. He was a brawler.
Aaron McCarthy. You know, they had so many great players, man.
Sergei Fedorov was, you know, he was a killer, bro. That Russian guy was a killer, bro. He was nice.
Yzerman runs the team now.
Yzerman does?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He's the president.
Brandon, what was Brandon's name?
Brandon. That's Shanahan.
Brandon Shanahan.
What's the one that got paralyzed? I forgot his name.
So many great
players, man.
So many great.
Huh?
No. No, not him.
Different kind of sport. He was a equestrian.
Yeah. No. Detroit Red Wings had so many great players back in the days, man. They had so many great players back in the days. They used to dominate the West. Scotty Bowman, their coach, was so damn good, man. He had them boys rolling, man, in the 90s, going into the early 2000s, man. Got them rolling. Hey, Sam, the last question. What is that? Pray.
Right. Call on God.
Call on Jesus.
Right. move out of Dallas because you following the Cowboys.
Hey, that's all. That's all we got.
The Dallas curse. They must have got Dak on the bench.
Hey, P, that's all we got, dog.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
I don't know.
You need nothing less of a divine intervention to get.
You know what's messed up too? They had the Stars in the playoffs, almost went to the finals and lost. Now you got the Mavericks in there, and they about to get swept. Look like in the playoffs, it ain't looking good for Dallas.
Yeah. So I guess it's just foreshadowing that Dallas Cowboys are going to at least make it to the playoffs and follow short. So
follow right in suit.
But they will not make the Super Bowl. They won't make the finals.
No,
we'll do this. You know.
Trust. Hey, MJ, you're not getting no kickback from us.
I'm just saying that the hockey team, the basketball team, and the football team is just doing the same thing, going to the playoff, and that's it. They better off buying a ticket.
Yeah.
They go to the playoffs and they playing the skin flute.
Right, for real.
Skin flute. Hey yo!
I mean, what else they doing?
All right. On that note, we're going to end today's show because we definitely hit our hour mark, and now that we're talking about the skin flu, we are definitely, Yep, just getting out of control. So hitting in this stream before shit gets really out of control. But yeah, man. Hey, make sure y'all tap in. Watch all the sports that you can. More than likely, we'll be keeping our eyes out for what happens in the sports world this weekend. We'll definitely come back and talk about it. And I just want to say real quick before I get off air to big homie Nick Shine, my brother Jersey Boy MJ, my big bro Detroit Mel. Happy Father's Day to y'all this weekend. Enjoy y'all weekend. Enjoy your pairs of socks or your ties, whatever the hell you don't give a damn about us. So, steak and bleed BJ Day, who whatever, get something. Enjoy your Father's Day weekend for sure. Please, ladies and gentlemen, bottom of your screen, scrolling all of our social media platforms, just scrolling. It's our weekend. Have some kids. Happy Father's Day to you too, AP. I.O.W Sports Network, Facebook, Instagram, most importantly, the YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification, let you know every time we go live, drop new content, drop shorts, anything. Just tap in with us. And man, keep supporting us, man. But other than that,
before we get off, I like to say to all you side kids over 21, having a problem with your father, come holler at a nigga.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I'm here for you for Father's Day.
Oh my God.
I'm like Curtis Mayfield. I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm that nigga in the
Holy
whatever you need, I can be that for you.
I got weed. I'm your pussy man.
I got enough dick to go around.
My Lord.
Enjoy y'all weekend, y'all. We will see y'all on Monday afternoon. There's your boy MJ, T-Trick Man, I'm my car mark. Hey man, peace and love, y'all. Y'all be good. Have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day,
I'm
you
trying to do a service.
all.